Well, the Dallas Cowboys got an impressive win last night, beating the Steelers in Pittsburgh as Dak Prescott had a last-second touchdown throw to Jalen Tolbert with the 20-17 win, improving to 3-2. Cowboys had to place wide receiver Brandon Cooks, who's dealing with an infection in his knee injection, on the injured reserve, as he will now at least miss 3 more games, while Guyton and Nealon, they're going to miss some time.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pleasure wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. Now, here's Pledge. What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Oh, welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I appreciate y'all listening, however y'all may be listening, whether it is on 94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star at sasportstar.com. If you happen to be listening on our live stream via the AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're one of the many that watch us on YouTube, all of our shows stream on YouTube, The Morning Huddle, The Blitz, and Extra Innings with Pleasure every single day. You just go to YouTube, search SA Sports Star, go ahead and like, subscribe, set the notifications. That way you know when we're live, and enjoy the show. Comment along, or feel free to call in 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Lots to get into. Like I was saying, Tyler Guyton and Marshawn Nealon injured in last night's win for the Dallas Cowboys. They're already so thin with Parsons and D-Law and now Nealon that one is tough. Now, they received some positive-ish news. He will require surgery. He partially tore his lateral meniscus. He'll get that trimmed tomorrow, according to reports from Ian Rappaport, the NFL Network. And then he is expected back, though, at some point this season. As it pertains to Tyler Guyton and his knee injury, he is considered day-to-day. So, very interesting, but the Cowboys battled through a ton of adversity with the injuries, with the turnovers, with the delay before the game even started. You get warmed up for a football game to start at a certain particular time. Then you have to go into the locker room. A lot of the times you will cool down during that period, so you got to find a way to stay warm. And they fought through every single bit of that emotion. Sloppy conditions, wet field. So give the Cowboys their due respect and the resiliency that it took to win that game. Earlier this morning on the Morning Huddle, AJ and Rob were talking about that Cowboys win over the Steelers.
If that last pass isn't completed, Rob, the pass that, for those who are just joining us, the Cowboys get a 2017 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Good win for the Cowboys, moved to 3-2. I think the level of panic can decrease now. But even though the Cowboys didn't look particularly good, I mean, it was a win's a win, a road win's even better. But it was a rough 59 and a half minutes for Dak Prescott, right?
Well,
and it all goes away because of the last
ifs
5
and buts,
seconds.
baby. Ifs and buts. All I'm going to remember is the win. All we're going to remember is the dart to Jalen Tolbert. We won't remember the fumble out of bounds.
Or the picks.
We won't remember the deep pick at the end. Well, the end zone was unforgivable. It turns out that deep pick was kind of like a punt. But Yeah, and that was just, those were the downfield mistakes. We had some backfield fumbles. He did save a fumble. That play that was punched out of Dowdle's hand there on the third down, or second down. Was that third or second down? Third down. He saved the game.
What a
there.
play, by the way.
Well, I was going to say 2 consecutive plays, Superman. I mean, the ball on the ground to save the fumble, and then the pass immediately following after getting crushed while on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, it was superhuman, but it was his inadequacies that got him there. I mean, the block punt, the blocked field goal, there was a lot of reasons they were there, and he was part of the reason they were there, but I'll be damned if he didn't separate himself. It was the most Dak Prescott of Dak Prescott days. Just enough, baby.
It was second down was the fumble. Then third down, he threw an incompletion trying to hit Tolbert.
That's
again.
right. There was the missed Tolbert pass.
And that was the one where it looked like Tolbert was dead. And
was he playing possum?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. But it seemed like he was going to be done for. And then fourth down, got the job done. And really, credit where it's due also, a really nice catch by Tolbert, a ball that was not as easy to pull in as it looked because there was hands on it.
Yeah, it was hard to pull in, and the ball was put in the only place it could have been put. I mean, there's no better throw. He didn't have a better throw all day yesterday, that's for sure. Saved it till the end. There's a lot of, as a Cowboy fan, you look at it through the blue-colored glasses. So, there's some things you can go, wow, like the running game. Congratulations, Cowboys. I think you found something. I mean, that
first, that was the best the Cowboys run game has looked all season by far. And against a defense. And remember I said, I don't know how good this Steelers defense is because they hadn't played anybody.
Well, evidently not. But what we saw was at least the beginnings of what could be the play action threat that's so desperately needed for Dak. Because right now, while that offensive line can road grade, they open some holes. As far as pass blocking, Dak has exactly 2.4 seconds because at 2.5, TJ is on him. I mean, it was all night long. There was no time to go deep. So thank goodness they can now at least threat a little bit with some play action to save him some time because that's really the key. The run game is great and it's good between the 20s, but for the Cowboys to win consistently, they're going to have to get the ball downfield. And with that offensive line that bad, at least that run game gives them a threat.
And had you told me, and overall, let's put it into perspective. The run game was good by 2024 Cowboys standards.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's
it was
what I'm saying.
It was still 3.5 yards per carry on the day. It wasn't good by any stretch.
Good enough to be the threat to allow Dak that extra millisecond.
It wasn't an absolute joke, which is what it's been through the first 4 weeks.
But I will say, while they were jammed up most of the time, when the Cowboys had to have it, the 2 drives that scored touchdowns, those 90-yard drives, Shoddy got into a rhythm, and they were ripping 5-6 yards at a run. Even Zeke got a couple that turned. He was running as hard as he has run in 3 years, the one even included in New England. I mean, I think only getting 10 snaps last week, he was kind of a different back. Now, there's not a lot there, but everything he had, we saw last night.
Had you told me that CeeDee Lamb was going to catch 5 balls for 60 yards and that was it, I would have said, well, that's a loss.
This is something that I want to say for the later. I think this bears watching. Did you see there was a time on the sideline last night where Dak is sitting staring. It was after a bad pass, looking at the iPad or, his Surface. And CD came by and said something to him like fool or something. He was mad at him. And obviously it was a Dak mistake because Dak didn't even look up. He was looking at his Surface. There's something brewing there. There's something that I don't think CD appreciates Dak as much as maybe we think he does.
Well, I think he realizes that Dak is not super sharp. And it's funny because if you look at the final stat line, you see 352 yards, 2 touchdowns, good day for Dak, but it was not. It was not a good day for Dak.
Oh, it's a good day.
It was, yeah. It was a good day at the end, but had he not completed that pass to Tolbert, we would be up in arms right now about how poorly Dak played.
And the way Dak did finish it will overshadow a bit the phenomenal coaching job that Zimmer did yesterday. I mean, the get through with his front four being decimated.
Yeah.
The four dudes that he had playing in the front at the end of the game weren't even getting reps when we were at camp. They were the dudes that were holding the tackling dummies. I mean, they were so far down the depth chart. The way he manufactured a defense to stop what is a bad offense. I'm not going to give him any more credit than being really good against a bad offense, but they were really good when they had to be.
Yeah. And I'm with you. I was surprised to see the guys come in and play as well as they did. I'll still say this, that Tyrus Wheat hit, I still think that's a good hit. I think it's a clean football play. I know you're going to get flagged for it 9 times out of 10, but that's football, baby.
Yeah, you'd like to think.
But, you know,
in college,
them's the breaks.
I don't know.
In college, they arrest him.
Yeah, he'd be suspended the next game.
That was Rob and AJ earlier this morning on the Morning Huddle. Be sure to check them out every weekday morning from 6 to 10. But yeah, the Cowboys fought through tons of adversity in this game. Give them their credit. Give Dak his credit. Give everybody their credit. But I will say the same thing that I've said about the Houston Texans, because that was a win. It was a good win. Do not ignore in victory what you wouldn't in defeat. And for the Cowboys, the turnovers are an issue. There wasn't consistent pressure, but they did so much better against the run. And DeMarvion Overshown is an absolute freak. Same goes for the Texans. Got a great win against the Buffalo Bills. But Nico Collins got hurt. Offense kind of went into a shell once they lost Nico. And it was obvious. They're already down a Joe Mixon. The penalties were cleaned up for a little bit. In the third quarter, they came back with a vengeance. And still, big plays. They're capitalizing off big plays. So while the win was nice, there are still reasons for concern. This is a team that still not getting home on their pass rush against the quarterback. And when Buffalo wanted to run the football, it looked like they could. Now getting Danico Autry back in a couple of weeks will help that. But there are still issues for both of these teams. Do not ignore them, but enjoy the fact that both of these teams managed to fight through their adversities and get a win. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportsstar.com. Speaking of those Texans, when we come back, we're going to take a look at them as Jason and Joe were breaking down the cataclysmic series of events that led to the Texans' victory against the Buffalo Bills, which, by the way, those uniforms. More on that coming up here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Has a loved one died and left you an old car to sell? GiveMeTheVin.com has just launched the new service, GMTVCC.com. Write this down, GMTVCC.com, which is Give Me the VIN classic and collector car buying service. GMTVCC.com will hook you up with GMTVCC Pro buyers that will appraise and offer on that 69 Chevelle, old Corvette, old truck, and especially Restomods. We love Restomods at GMTVCC.com. Don't mess with consignment or auctions. Get paid today on your classic or collector car at GMTVCC.com.
George gets justice. No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas, and at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
The holidays are here, and the Home Depot has everything you need to stay connected with smart home upgrades. Whether you're keeping an eye out for the big guy or keeping an eye on your family, the Home Depot has you covered with great tech, like the Ring Indoor Camera 2-pack with advanced motion detection, two-way talk, and color night vision. Plus, get your smart home devices the smart way with free delivery. Get holiday ready with seasonal savings happening now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for details.
Hey, sports fans, if you didn't call John Anthony last week, you missed out on 2 more winners, Detroit and the over. And tonight, I'm releasing your Monday Night Report absolutely free on recorded message line, 1-800-244-5506. New Orleans at Kansas City tonight is going to be a monster game, and I've got the side and total. New Orleans, Kansas City, confirmed analysis and special props. That's 5 big plays. John Anthony had you covered. I love to sweep the board. Call now. Hear them free on a recorded message. 1-800-244-5506. Information wins. John Anthony Sports, #1 against the spread. Call 1-800-244-5506. You want information? I've got it. New Orleans, Kansas City, plus special prop action. I love to go 5-0 over the season free. John Anthony Sports, #1 against the spread. 1-800-244-5506. That's 1-800-244-5506, or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a realtor can help answer. Because realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive offers a great price and around-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer Sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Appreciate y'all for rolling with me. We got Monday Night Football coming up here in just a few minutes, but can we just show some love to the Texans for those H-Town blue uniforms? Beautiful. Beautiful. The H at center field, the H-Town in the end zones. Big fan of all of it. Loved it. Like I said, look, Drew Show's already complaining. Like, what? Great game. Double the yards. Had to hold them off by a field goal. Yes, I agree. Do not ignore the issues that exist, but wins are the ultimate deodorant. Just remember, at the end of the day, you still need a bath. And the Texans are playing like an undisciplined team. They need to have that cleaned up. Do not ignore that in the fact that they got to win. But getting wins is very important because now you're a couple games clear in the division still, and you are currently the number 2 seed in the entire AFC as things sit. So appreciate the win, but understand there's still things to clean up. But you get a really good game to at least let some people get healthy with Christian Harris still, Joe Mixon, and Nico Collins now after he went out with that injury, and the offense changed for the worse without Nico Collins. So you get the Patriots this week. Hopefully you can get everybody healthy and then come out of that game against the Patriots with a win and then start to put the pieces in place for a deep run. Earlier today on the Blitz, Jason and Joe were talking about that Bills-Texans game, and it started very, very weirdly with Stephon Diggs' preference.
Dov Kleeman, and I don't even know if this is a real guy, real account, but he always retweets all the NFL news and has quite the following on Twitter, 308,000, but he also gives sources. So it's not like he's trying to take somebody else's work and claim it as his own, but apparently, according to this tweet, Stephon Diggs had an affair, allegedly, with Cardi B.
Wow.
When she was 8 months pregnant.
Wow. That seems...
If anybody else knows if that's accurate, I have no idea. It's the internet. And you know that you can believe everything you see on the internet. But this is from what the kids call an aggregator. He's, but I haven't seen that from anybody else.
Aggregator.
I don't know that, like, say, John McClane is going to be tweeting about Stephon Diggs' alleged affair. Although the source apparently is some famous DJ with a name I'm not even going to try to pronounce.
Well, when was this affair? Was it like recent?
I don't know when. I didn't know that Cardi B recently had a baby, or if she did recently have a baby. I don't know.
Huh. Why would you? I'm just saying,
what do you mean, why?
Why would you have an affair with somebody that's 8 months pregnant?
Well, it's a loaded question, my friend.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Pregnant women tend to be really horny, so maybe there's that.
I guess.
You're not worried about getting her pregnant if she's already 8 months pregnant. That's one fear out the door.
I'm just trying to envision the...
Stop trying to picture things. Stop
the positions.
Well, DJ Academics. Is he a famous DJ?
DJ Academics.
Not spelled the way you would spell academics.
Okay.
Just saying.
Uh-huh.
That's your Texans update.
Congratulations on that big win.
That does not help you in fantasy football if you have Stephon Diggs, who has not been able to get into the end zone recently, but he did have some big catches against his former team. And again, the drama between him and Josh, more so than maybe Cardi B, But there's a picture that was floating around the internet
All right,
yesterday
it was
afternoon.
screwing Josh Allen too. So
I did not.
Stephon Diggs did have more receiving yards individually than all of the Buffalo Bills, but Josh Allen didn't look right most of that game, not just after he slammed his head on the turf. But the Texans got the win. That's the most important thing. You keep stacking those, and hopefully you clean up and play your best football as the season goes on. So good news for the Texans is they're able to figure out a way to get wins while continually trying to address these issues. But the consistency of the penalties are one thing that really, really has me at a loss. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I'm James Pledger here on San Antonio Sports Star. Appreciate everybody for rolling through. We got Monday Night Football coming up next. Chiefs and Saints.
San Antonio Sports Star.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true. Like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210